Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. It's a lovely, the beginning of the working days of the new week, and all the way from Dubai, that is Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. It's good news for the Super Eagles as they are preparing very well for the AFCON 2023. We just have 6 days to go to the AFCON. The AFCON will be kicking off on the 13th of January, and the first game for the Super Eagles will be on the 14th of January against Equatorial Guinea right there in Côte d'Ivoire. And for the Super Eagles, they are gearing up for the AFCON, and they are looking forward to win the AFCON title for a record 4th time. We've won it 3 times this time around. We are looking for the 4th time. The last time we won it was 13 years ago. That was in South Africa, where we lifted that trophy with the likes of Mikel Obi, Sunday Mba, Victor Moses in that squad, Eminike, a lot of them in that squad lifting that trophy under the tutelage of the late great Stephen Keshi, who makes sure we won the 3rd AFCON title. But the news is that the Super Eagles of Nigeria demolished a local based club right there in Abu Dhabi, and they are to play Guinea in their last friendly games before moving down to Lagos, and from Lagos they will be going straight to Côte d'Ivoire. But the good news is they were able to demolish an Abu Dhabi, a local home-based club right there in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, 12-0. I have Samuel Esho, who will be joining me via Zoom. But before Samuel Esho will join us via Zoom, I have in the studio with me David Oku. David Oku, welcome to 360 Sports. Fantastic result all the way from Abu Dhabi. The Super Eagles 12-0. The likes of Osimhen, our great Osimhen right now, the super striker, the superman we have in the Eagles, got 2 goals. Ahmed Musa also got goals. Ademola Lookman got 4 goals in that particular game. And then for Francis Uzoho, he started that game and he kept a clean sheet in the first half, and Joe Leke was brought in the second half. He also kept a clean sheet. They walloped this local team 12-0. It ended, and they will be playing Guinea, an AFCON-based team later on today in UAE.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning to the viewers too. Well, it doesn't flatter me, and I don't think it flatters any Super Eagles fan out there that the Eagles, who are currently camped in Abu Dhabi, has put to the sword the local base side. It doesn't flatter us. What we are looking at is how the team is shaping up in terms of what they are doing, togetherness, in terms of the training methods, in terms of the tactics, in terms of players, bedding into national team training methods, recovery process from club side. That's what we are looking at. I'll try and get across to talk to some people to give me some insights. Yes, the final one is against Guinea. Guinea, an AFCON-based team, like you've put it. I think we play Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, in the final game at the AFCON.
Yes, the final that's our last group game.
Yes, the Wild Dogs of Guinea-Bissau. So this will give a first-size clue of what we'll be coming up against. I mean, after our game with Guinea in Abu Dhabi. So it's a good one. We've done well, but like I said, it's not a result or a game that flatters anyone.
Okay, it's not a result or that flatters anyone, but if we look at it, let's look at it this way. We know we have been having goal scoring issues. Is it that this is a sign that the goal scoring issue has been rectified? Because we actually, though, despite Victor Osimhen was the highest goal scorer during the AFCON qualifiers with 10 goals, topping the likes of Sadio Mane, Mo Salah of Egypt, and a couple of other good strikers in Africa. He got 10 goals in the qualifiers, but those goals, the highest number of goals he scored was against Sao Tome and Principe. Then with the other teams we played against Sierra Leone and the rest team during the qualifiers. But we struggled to get goals. And if you look at the 2 World Cup qualifiers we played, we were just 1-1 goal apiece. We came from behind to actually get to level up teams. But with this margin, with this scoreline margin right there, despite it's a local team based in Abu Dhabi there, but scoring 12 goals, and all our strikers is a good team. They got the goal scorers: Victor Osimhen, Ahmed Musa, Ademola Lookman, Moses Simon. Is it that Jose Pizarro has been able to rectify the problem a little bit. I know when we get to the AFCON, it's a different ball game.
Emmanuel, don't read too many meanings into the result or the scoreline you saw in Abu Dhabi against the local side. Again, I'll drag my ear this time. Don't read too many meanings into that. Yes, we had the top scorer in qualifier. That was Osimhen, who scored 10 goals. If he finished with 10 goals. In that phase of the qualifiers, we didn't struggle in that phase. I slightly disagree. Where we've struggled is the beginning of the World Cup qualifiers, and we know Osimhen was not involved.
What was struggling against?
Was he involved in the two games?
Against the Warriors of Zimbabwe.
That's what I mean. He wasn't involved in the two games.
That's why he was not involved. There are other players there who were supposed to get all the goals. If Osimhen is not there, we have Terry Murphy, we have Victor Boniface.
Every team has its joker.
No, so if you say we did, well, okay, what happened?
Every team has its
we
joker.
Came from behind in the two games. So
we've not started the World Cup qualifiers on the note Nigerians expected us to start with. We've struggled, but if we look at it critically, the man who provides the ammunition for us, the man who scores the goals for us, was missing in both games. So that I can excuse. When he is on song, when he is on board, when he's playing, you expect him one chance, one goal, and that's the ruthlessness. Clubs couldn't do with Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Dwight York, Ashiko, Wayne Rooney back in the day. Even some clubs cannot do with Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo back then. You understand? So you can excuse them if they struggle without their talisman. But again, you ask if this is signs that Jose Pizarro is getting things right and is, coming around. My brother, don't read too much meaning into this. This is just a local friendly to keep the players firing. It is the first game against Equatorial Guinea that matters. And we need to get 3 points from that game on the 14th. Okay, we need to get 3 points from that game. I have Samuel Eshaw joining us via Zoom in the city of Abuja. Samuel, welcome to 360 Sports. But quickly, what will you say about the Super Eagles' performance against the local-based team in Abu Dhabi? 12-0, the game ended. And later on today, they'll be taking on Guinea, their last friendly games in the United Arab Emirates.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel, and good morning, viewers. It's a good morning to everyone. I sorry. I would like to say that from what my partner has said, I totally agree with him. We should not be flattered by the result. I just went through some of the stats and I observed that it's a lower division side that practically might be scared. Will I use the word scared, or might be terrorized? Yes, by the appearance of these guys, and they might not really want to give in their all because they are facing a side that, if yes, is internationally recognized. So, with the scoreline, I am not moved, but I like my other brother said, we are looking forward to the first game, and they should give us 3 points that we need in order to move to the next phase of the competition.
Right, we're looking forward to that first game against Equatorial Guinea. Let's not forget that we have a Nigerian in that squad. Out of the 25-man list released by Equatorial Guinea, we have a Nigerian in that squad, and that Nigerian might get the starting lineup against his own country in that particular game. But no matter how we look at it, I think the Super Eagles, if Nigerians sometimes we are not always satisfied, but it's a good thing for us to ask for more, and it's a good thing because for us to put our team, they should be in the best shape as they can going forward, going to the Nations Cup. Now, looking at what Jose Pizarro has been doing and the level of preparation so far in Abu Dhabi, we had the friendly against Burkina Faso and Cape Verde cancelled. If those games had come up, I think it would have also given us insight into how the team is being shaped. But the only game that is going to give us insight to how the team is being shaped today is the one against Guinea, I beg your pardon, who is also an AFCON bound team. But so far so good. From their preparation, one or two clips we've seen. Do you think it's enough for the Super Eagles that they will spring surprises in Cote d'Ivoire?
Well, it's not about springing surprises. If Nigeria go on to do well and perform well, it's not a surprise, because when an AFCON competition is on the cards. Nigeria is one of the favorites to win it, so I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, yes, it would have given us a fair size clue if those games you talked about were not cancelled. But Guinea provides the strength test. The Silly National are always a tough side to come up against. So with what Guinea, will put up, I know they too will be cautious, so the players do not get injured or pull muscles ahead of the first game, and we too will be cautious. But again, I want to see the physicality, I want to see the energy, I want to see the passion, I want to see a little bit of triangles, I want to see a little bit of cohesion, togetherness, how the players interpret themselves, on the field of play ahead of, that first game. I don't know if Nigerians are, some of the people I've spoken to are not too optimistic about the Super Eagles' chances. But again, we are a strong, religious nation, talking about Nigeria, Muslims, Christians. I urge them to come together. Everyone needs to come together now and pray for the Super Eagles. They will not.
Everybody prays.
Because they will not disgrace us at the AFCON.
Okay.
They will do well. Injuries will not upset us. We will not have the bad luck of a player coming on and getting sent off, like in the case of Lobi against Tunisia. You saw that game was so painful.
Because we were in the game.
We were in the game, and all of a sudden, everything, collapsed. The winds were thrown out of, the sails, So, we need that spirituality too, the fire,
back then.
Something to sustain us, to carry us through. Like you said, it's a decade and more now we've not won the competition. The last time was in 2013, in South Africa. So we need this spirituality, we need this togetherness, we need all the positive, words. I'm a critic of the Super Eagles and other teams too, including the NFF, but this time around, they need all of the positive PR to take to Côte d'Ivoire because it's not going to be easy, especially the second game. That's why I am particular about getting the 3 points against Equatorial Guinea, because against Côte d'Ivoire, in front of their home fans at the Star Ouattara, it's not going to be easy for the Super Eagles.
Okay, let me cut you there. Take this to the bank. Whenever the Super Eagles avoid the defeat against Côte d'Ivoire, they go ahead to win the Nations Cup. You check that out. But quickly, Samuel, before we go away from this topic, I just in 2 seconds or in one sentence react to this. Jose Pizarro has stuck with his 4-2-4 formation. Is that the best formation for the Super Eagles?
Actually, I would say it's the best formation for the Super Eagles. We have several wingers and we have several strikers. If you're going in for such competition, you must have a compact team and a set of players that you want to work with. I believe that since Osimhen is a tall player, he should work with 4-3-3 that will enable the wingers cross the ball for him. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. I would prefer he works with 4-3-3 to enable the wingers crossing the ball for Osimhen to actually put the ball into the net using his head.
Okay, you urge him, you want him to go with a 4-3-3 formation, which is the formation that every coach is using in the world right now. Okay, I'm not allowed to react to that. Let's move on to the next story, where the All-African Games is fast approaching, and the sports minister has planned a meeting with all the federation presidents ahead of the African Games and then the Olympics qualifier also, to see how all of our sporting federations, all of the sporting events that we're going to be showcasing in all African Games and in Olympics. Now that meeting will be coming up on the 11th of this month. I think this is a very good development and a very good way going forward from now. I think the minister is trying to see how our sports can at least get back to where it used to be in the 90s.
Yeah, crossing the T's and dotting the I's is important. It's not too far away from Paris 2024 now, and of course other athletics competition events that will come up. What he's doing is his job. He's currently doing his job, so I don't. For me, I don't know if it's good or bad. I look at the result and what will happen. I don't want when the time comes for competition, we'll be seeing negative stories, in the news about players or for doping this or doping that, athletes struggling to do this or that, athletes struggling to get this or that, So people should do their job and do their job well, People should also inquire. They should shine their eyes into what is happening in federation sports or other sports federations and try to get reports on their table as soon as possible so that they can act on it.
Okay. So that they can act on it, and that is what the minister is trying to do ahead of time. Okay, let's leave that story and quickly talk about this one. It's a good one. I know whenever it comes to some of these special sports, let me see special sport in the world, Nigeria is always a force to be reckoned with, and we are one of the best nations when it comes to Para-Olympics. But we are going to be looking at African Para-Volleyball tournament, which has been slated to hold in Nigeria. That is at the Surulere Stadium, the National Stadium in Lagos. That is where that event will be coming up, but we are drawn in Group A. It is going to be January 29th to February 3rd. But let's quickly look at the groups. We have the groups. Let's have we have Nigeria in Group A alongside Egypt. Let's have that group quickly. If you can have the group on the screen so that we look at the group where Nigeria is on that groupings from the 29th to the 3rd of February. That is when that event will be coming up. Samuel, for Nigeria, they are drawn in Group A, and it's a good one. We also have Group B there. Egypt is the highest ranked nation because they won the last tournament and they did so well in the World Championship. But for Samuel, do you think we are okay? Before we go to Samuel, Nigeria is in Group A. We have Nigeria, Morocco, Kenya, and Egypt. That is the strongest group, if you ask me. And then in Group B, we have Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Algeria, and Libya. And the top two teams in each of the group will go straight to the next round. And we are looking forward to Nigeria going to the next round. Before I come to you, David, Samuel, this is a special sport, that is para-volley. There is a special sport. It's not like, though it has net, they also play it on the court, but it's different from the normal where you have the 6 players standing, the physical players. But this one is para. How do you think Nigeria will fare when it comes to this tournament? January 29th to February 3rd, right there in Lagos.
All right. It's a very it's a very good thing that Nigeria as a country is participating in such a competition. And I will always say this: proper preparation for competitions like this would actually give us a head sway to seeing that we come out, because I can see that the group is quite tight. Morocco is a nation that actually takes their time to work. When I mean work, I mean they put in their all to whatever they do. I also saw Egypt too on the same group with Nigeria. These are countries that actually put in their best in what they do. So I would advise the country or the body in charge of the para-volley committee in Nigeria to actually put in a lot to their preparation, to seeing that these guys are properly trained and they are fit to be able to face Morocco and Egypt, most especially, in order to move to the next phase of the competition.
Okay, David, quickly. Now we have Egypt in that group, the best ranked African nation when it comes to para-volley in Africa. Do you think Nigeria can go out of that group? We also have Morocco. You heard what he said. When it comes to North Africa, they don't joke. So do you think you see Nigeria going out of that group?
No
Top
chance.
2 teams will have to go from Group A.
No chance. No chance whatsoever for Nigeria.
You're so blunt.
Nigeria's para, yes, because I've compared both sides. Egypt have followed their para and their special sports for a long time now.
Yeah.
And then Morocco, and then there's Kenya there. So no chance. Maybe this is where the surprises will come. If they bring the surprise, good one. I'm right behind them when they go into the next round. But at the moment, no chance whatsoever.
Okay, no chance whatsoever for the para-volleyball team. I think they are putting everything together. And you know, when it comes to the Volleyball Federation of Nigeria, that is one of the best federation when we talk about sporting federations in Nigeria, because Engineer Musa Nimrod has been doing a fantastic job with that federation. All right, let's move away from para sports now. Let's quickly go straight to the Nigerian Premier Football League. The league is getting hotter and hotter every weekend, and we'll have Match Day 17 results right away. Let's look at the complete result from Match Day 17. Doma United continued their dominance at home with a 2-0 beating of Katsina United. Is a northern affair. Bendel Insurance also, that game was stacked 2 million naira game. Any side that wins that game goes home with 2 million naira by one a company that sponsored that. 2 million naira was involved in that game, and it was 2-0 against Rangers International of Enugu right there at the Samuel Ogbemdia Stadium. Abia Warriors, they were leading in this game. Before you know it, I was surprised. Aqua United just came back from that game, and they scored 2 quick goals to condemn Abia Warriors to a 3-1 defeat at the Eket Township Stadium. Enyimba International of Aba beat Sporting Lagos 2-0 right there in Aba. Kano Pillars beat Plateau United 2-1, and the news coming from Kano, in fact, I think this team, they've started again. We'll get to that. Para United lost at home to Lobi Stars, the only away win of March the 17th. We have Niger Tornadoes beat Heartland FC. Heartland tried under new coach Christian Obe 3-2. It ended. Remo Stars beat Sunshine Stars in the Southwestern Derby 2-0. Shooting Stars also beat Bayelsa United 1-0, and Gombe United and Rivers United had to share the spoils at the Pantami Stadium in Gombe, where Doma United is slaughtering every team that comes there. But let's look at the table before David Oku will react to it, and we'll talk about Kano Pillars. They are becoming something else. Remo Stars, after March the 17th, have 32 points, went back to the top of the table. Lobi Stars is now second with 32 points, but goal difference separating them and Remo Stars. Doma is on the third with 31 points. Enyimba fourth with 29 points. Kano Pillars is fifth with 28 points. Bendel Insurance 27 points. Plateau United is on the 7th position with 25 points. Abia Warriors, though they lost their game, are on the 8th position with 23 points. And for Enugu Rangers and Shooting Stars, they both have 22 points, but goal difference separating both teams 9 and 10. Let's look at the flip side of the table. Let's quickly look at the flip side of the table. We have Sunshine Stars on the 11th position with 21 points. Katsina United 12th position with 20 points, and we have Sporting Lagos 18th position. Heartland has moved away from the 20th position, now pushed by Bayelsa United there. They have 16 points, though they lost their game, and for Bayelsa United they have 14 points. Now, fantastic weekend for the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Yeah, absolutely superb, you know, but goals galore in lots of the games across the grounds in Nigeria. Yes, I would love the, you know, Vision Mixer to continue to keep the result as I look at it, you know, to read out good result.
Okay, let's have the result on the screen quickly.
Yeah, good result for Remo Stars in Ikene. Is a force to reckon with in the NPFL these days, a very solid side. And then you look at Bendel Insurance and Rangers there. You said this was a multi-million naira fight, and Bendel Insurance were able to take it away from Rangers International. 2-0. What a good result for them there. Rangers, despite...
David, before you continue, it is a company that sponsors Enugu Rangers that actually promised that. So they promise both teams, any team that win goes home with 2 million naira.
You can imagine. And Bendel are smiling to the bank with it. That's a good cash, you know, after a weekend round of games. And then Rangers, I think Rangers need to distinguish between the noise on the social media space and the noise on the field of play.
Okay.
The noise on the field of play is what gives you points. It's not the one you score on the social media space. So Rangers need to up their acts. Rangers need to perform better than they've done. I know they've had some disruptions with the stadium not being completed early, but they've since returned there now, and we'll need to make that place a fortress again, you know. They need to stand up. Where they currently stand at the table is not good enough, so Rangers need to do better. Abia Warriors took the lead and lost to Aqua United. Not really surprised. Abia Warriors have struggled this season a little bit, but Aqua United, a good result for them. They've not had the best of seasons. Eyimba could easily be top of the league if you add their 2 outstanding games. You know, okay. So they could easily be top of the league, and it was a difficult game against Sporting Lagos in Aba, but a good one for Eyimba, 2-0. I'm impressed with the result they were able to get, the Affinity George boys able to get. And then finally, Heartland, I tipped them for relegation. Heartland have been struggling for seasons or for years now, and it seems like there's no way out of it, you know. Continuous, you know, involvement between the government, interference, and the team causing problems in Owerri. And it's not a palatable. Even the environment is hostile. So how do players go about their business? Okay,
let's see how it ends. But for Kano Pillars, there was some ugly scenes. We couldn't bring you that. The pictures, they were throwing stones, some objects to the assistant referee, AR2, on the sideline. And if this continues, I've always been of the opinion Kano Pillars should be banned vanished away from that Sani Abacha Stadium. Okay, we won't get, let's leave the shores of the country and go straight to England. The FA Cup game, third round games, and one of the biggest game of the FA Cup round went one-sided. The Reds were able to get 2-0 victory over Arsenal at Emirates Stadium. Let's run over the result quickly. Luton Town and Bolton Wanderers played out a goalless draw. Manchester City trashed Huddersfield 5-0. Nottingham Forest were able to get a draw against a championship side, Blackpool 2-2 for a replay. And Peterborough United lost to Leeds United 3-0. Shrewsbury Town lost to Wrexham 1-0. And West Brom beat Huddersfield Town 4-1. And West Ham United and Bristol City played 1-1. West Ham has to go to Bristol City home for the replay. And Liverpool 2-0 against Arsenal. Samuel, just one sentence from you. Arsenal-Liverpool, third round FA Cup result. And it went Liverpool's way.
I would say Liverpool were actually fortunate to come out with that win. Arsenal lost a lot of chances. And I actually cost them the chance of actually moving ahead. So good one for Liverpool. It's good.
Okay, good one for Liverpool. And moving ahead, we're just going to take this last one, Director, please. Let's quickly look at the Spanish Copa del Rey result. And quickly, let's just have that and we'll use that to wrap up the show. For the Spanish Copa del Rey result, we have Amorebieta 2 against Celta Vigo 4. And Bogol CF lost to Mallorca 3-0. Castellón lost to Sasuna in all extra time 1-0. And Racing Ferrol 1, Sevilla 2, Eibar 0, Athletic Bilbao 3, Cartagena 1, Valencia in all extra time 2-1, and Barbastro 2, and then Barcelona 3, Malaga 0, and Real Sociedad 1, and Tenerife were whitewashed by Las Palmas 9-2. It ended. And for a transfer story this month, okay, we have today's fixtures like we heard on the first topic of the show. The Super Eagles later on will be playing Guinea, and Senegal also will tackle Niger, and Ghana against Namibia. For the transfer story, Barcelona is looking set to sign former Manchester United midfielder Jesse Lingard. I don't know what he's going to do in that team. David, I will not allow you to react to this story. But for Jesse Lingard, well, let's see if Barcelona will actually get him. It's a good thing you're here on the show.
You said you wouldn't allow me to react to it.
Yes, I will allow you to react to that. Thanks for joining me on the show.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
And to you, Samuel, it's a good one also having you on 360 Sports from Trust TV. And that is where we'll leave it on the program. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.